Okay, so we're going to start in a nice upright, comfortable seat, and like we normally do, we're just going to tune in with the breath, just for a few moments. Just kind of arrive and check in. The difference between yoga and other forms of fitness is that we generally tend to jump into them and tend to jump out of them very, very quickly. And so yoga's gift is that kind of moment where you get to pause before you jump in and you get to pause before you come in out. So let's do just that. So you can rest your hands down on the knees, palms facing up or down. You can close your eyes. If that feels foreign to you, just look at one spot on the floor or in front of you that's not moving. And just take a few deep breaths. Now, when we typically breathe without thinking about it, the breath just goes into the upper chest. And what I'd like us to do is to try and draw the breath into the sides of the body, into the back and into the front. And once that is true, try to see if you can draw the breath lower a little bit as well, more like into your belly. And then relax. And do that a couple more times. Notice even doing this once will have a profound effect on your body and your mind. Last one, here, breathing in. Wonderful. And exhale if there's tightness in the body, open mouth. Kind of like a sigh. Nice job. Now let's blink your eyes open. Let's go for a little bit of movement. We start small today, so just your neck rolls. Have a sense of your shoulders drawing down, like you're squeezing a towel underneath each armpit. You're going to drop your chin to the chest, breathing in. And as you exhale, draw your right ear to the right shoulder. Pause. Bring the head back to center. Left ear, left shoulder. Good. If that feels all right, next time you go to the right, see if you can draw the head all the way round. If that feels too strong, go back to the previous direction, please. Good. And then left ear to left shoulder, but not the other way around. So the shoulders are not allowed to move with this one, just the head. Wonderful. And let's just go once more each way. Keep that sense of really drawing the shoulder blades down, like you're squeezing something like a tennis ball or a towel right underneath your armpits. And slowly come back to center. All right, now let's bring the same goodness into the shoulders themselves. Draw the shoulders forward, relax the arms to the best of your ability, maybe even let them dangle. Draw the shoulders forward, all the way up. Keep your hands relaxed like a rag doll, back and down. And again, let's do that one more time. Forward, up, back and down. Very nice. Let's reverse that. Let's draw the shoulders all the way back, relaxed arms, up, forward and down. Now I know you feel your shoulders kind of go forward a lot, but not like this. I'd like you to really widen here through the back of your shoulders, like you were a superhero and had a cape on, right? Like this. Nice. And then on the next one, draw the shoulders all the way up. Let's draw them just halfway back and straight down. So that's where actually they belong, you know. So it's not an extension, it's the nice neutral spine with the shoulders sliding down towards your back. Okay, very good. Now take your feet a little wider, and from here we're going to do a rotation. So I'd like you to think opposite shoulder and opposite knee. So circle round, and we come back to center. Keep drawing your belly button in towards the spine very gently so you don't have a sensation with your lower back as you do this. But really rotate through the shoulder. So shoulder opposite knee and then circle round. Nice job, you guys. Last one. It is looking good. And then let's change direction. Up shoulder, up knee, pause, circle round. Beautiful. So something that you can do just a couple of minutes. Think of rolling through the head and then rolling through the spine. That will just release any immediate tension that you have. Good. And slowly come back to center. Okay, now come to sit right at the edge of the chair, and we're going to do a couple of those sit to stands, right? So keep reaching the arms forward. Breathe in, prepare. Exhale, stand up. And breathe in as you sit back down. So maybe actually sit, maybe just hover off the chair. Now, if you're finding this quite easy, try to go straight up. So our natural body's response would be to go forward and up. I want you guys to go straight up with the body. Good. Finding this relatively easy still, come up onto your tippy toes. Keep squeezing your inner thigh muscles together. Good. And basically, if you'd like to work a little bit harder and don't have any issues with the knees, feel free to take the feet a little wider, step away from the actual chair and see if you can squat down a little lower. If your heels come up like this, that's okay. And then slowly stand up. If that upsets your knees though, please don't. So only go to the range of motion that's available to you. Nice, let's do 2 more. So just warming up with the hips, the knees, and if you stay onto the tippy toes, also your ankles. Good, and come back to standing, give the legs a bit of a shake and bring them back to parallel. So turn, so essentially I'm going to ask you to step out wide like this. So turn to face the side for a second for me and just relax the arms down. This is your mountain pose. So at any point you get out of breath or confused or just a bit tired, come back to this and draw the arms down, the crown of the head goes up. Now you're going to turn towards the screen. You're just going to step the leg out wide like this. You're going to come to this wide-legged position. How wide? Roughly your feet should be underneath your hands, like that wide, right? Now from here your toes go in just a little bit, so that will give you more stability as you fold forward. Belly button strongly in. Think the crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. You can keep the arms stretched out and fold forward. I'd like you to feel a stretch in your hamstrings, but nothing in your lower back, so keep the belly button strongly pulled in. If your hands reach down to the ground, fantastic. If they don't force that. If your hands reach down to the ground easily, fold forward more and bring the hands between your feet or possibly even slightly past your feet. Now everybody relax the head down here. Have a sense of tractioning of the spine. So your head is really hanging down heavy. Just disregard me because I'm looking at you. Nice. Okay, and one more breath here. Head heavy, arms heavy. And then slowly walk the hands forward. So parallel the spine to the ground. Good. Now for more flexible people, you can bring the forearm down or the hand down. Let's go with the right hand underneath your face. Your hips stay parallel to the ground and just twist and open to your left. So think of your hips here going right and spine going left, like you're wringing out a towel. Nice. If you're feeling quite open today, you can bring the forearm down. If that feels too strong, don't bother. Good. Breathe. Nice job. And then bring your left hand down and we're going to reverse. So make sure your crown of the head is pointing forward before you reverse, right? So the hand or the forearm goes down and then you're going to twist, but just through your upper back. So think hips are going left, spine is going right. Now, especially of course if you do play rotational sports like squash, tennis, golf, you're really not going to like me very much right now, but later it's going to be super beneficial. Good, bring both hands now underneath your shoulders and then bend the knees quite significantly and walk the hands in. I want you to tuck your tail under and slowly unravel the spine all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Walk your feet in just a little bit and turn. Let's go for the left toes. Let's turn the left toes out to the side and bend the left knee. So I'm mirroring you guys. If that's too confusing, just kind of follow my instructions verbally, right? So left knee bend. Right leg straight, arms out to the side, warrior 2. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. You want to make this pose stronger. Hover those left heels off the ground like this. Nice. And you can also kind of come down a little bit deeper. 2 more breaths. Nice and strong. Strong with the arms. If I came round and I tried to push your arms, you should be able to move them. Good. You can lower the heel down. We're going to reverse that. So flip your left palm up. Reach forward for me until you cannot reach anymore, and that's where you reverse. Now keep the bend in the left knee and the outer edge of the right foot and breathe. You can gaze up here. If your neck is not okay with that, gaze down towards your right foot. I prefer that personally. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Wonderful. Slowly come back up. Straighten the left leg. Thank goodness. And then from here, with both legs straight, we're going to reach forward. So here again, reach forward. Like imagine I'm pulling your arm towards me. And then drop that left hand down. Doesn't really matter whereabouts on the leg, and reach your right arm up, triangle. So your whole body should make a load of triangles, right? Your legs, your arms, everything. Here also same idea, you're gazing upwards, that will mess with your balance a little. Nice, or you can look down if that feels better. Good, now let's rebend that left knee, slowly come up. And then lower the arms down by your sides. Straighten the left leg, and we're simply going to change sides. So you point the left toes to the front, point the right toes out. Same poses, other side. Bend the knee, start with your warrior two. For warrior two, this right hip is easy to sink down. Trying to sink down through the left. This wants to happen all the time, right? Your hips want to turn to the right. I really want you to encourage the outer edge of the left foot down so you feel like a toast and a toaster here, stuck between two panes of glass. Arms reach out. Nice job, you guys. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Let's reverse that. So flip that right arm up. Reach and look forward, far as it's humanly possible before you reverse that. So on this side, because it's a stronger side, I'm going to ask you to hover your heel off now. If you're left-handed, I am sorry. Couple more breaths. Outer edge of the right foot is strong. Good, and slowly come back to center, reset, straighten both legs, arms and legs are straight. The left hip reaches back, your right arm reaches forward, triangle. This is a really strong pose because this balance in what we call the coronal plane is very unusual for us. We very rarely side bend truly in our everyday life. Some more breaths. And so your muscles are not really used to supporting that. It's fantastic training for the waist and the legs. Good, now slowly bend the knee and come all the way out of it. Lower the arms down. And let's bring the feet just a little bit closer. Now, actually, let's bring them all the way underneath your feet. Let's just do the first set of eagle, standing up like this. So you're going to reach the arms forward. Those of you who want more challenge, come onto the tippy toes. Then just stay onto your tippy toes if you can. Right arm over left, and you're going to hold on to your opposite shoulders. Reach, I'll just stand sideways so you guys can see. Reach the elbows forward. If you can and want to, either hold the backs of your palms or the fronts of the palms together. Doesn't matter what, right? But the important thing here is, once again, you're reaching the elbows away from you like this. Nice. And just hold it here. If you think your balance is pretty good and you're already on your tippy toes, close your eyes. Just for a split second. You guys can't see one another. Good. And slowly release and relax. Give the legs a shake. And then let's go for the other side. Right, reach the other, so left on top of right. Again, either holding onto the opposite shoulders, and don't feel bad if you can do the bind on one side and not the other. That's actually very common. Backs of the palms or fronts of the palms. Reach the arms away from you, possibly tippy toes, possibly close your eyes, just for a split second, just see what it's like. Nice job, everybody, and slowly come down. All right, give the arms a bit of a shake. Now we're going to do this pose, but out of a wide-legged stance. So once again, if you do it's actually any sports that leans you forward, swimming, cycling, running, very good for runners, or of course rotational sports like I mentioned before. So slightly wider with the feet, and this time around the toes point out. I'd like you to just have a quick gaze. So I'm going to go into my eagle bind arms. So my right arm is going to be on top. I'm going to turn to the left. Watch my right heel. So my right heel will come up as I sweep the arms overhead and I gaze back towards my hands. So check out that right heel. It's lifted and the leg is super active. All right, you guys, let's try that together. So reach the arms out in front of you, right on top of left. Don't worry about the bind. If you can bind, fantastic. Now from here, turn to your left, bend the left knee and lift the right heel like you're spinning around, like you're throwing something over that left shoulder. Nice. Active through your right foot. Oh, should feel like a really nice sense of opening all the way here through the body. Slowly come back to center. Nice may not be the word. Release. Couple of rolls. Okay, let's do the same thing to the other side, especially if the sides of the body are pretty tight. If you are one of those people like me, you're really feeling this. Left on top of right, please. Now, same goodness to the other side. You're going to reach, you're going to sweep the arms up and overhead. Remember to lift that back heel up. Reach and gaze towards your hands. Fabulous. Couple more breaths. Nice job, everybody. And one more breath. And slowly come all the way up. That should feel pretty intense, right? Now walk the feet in, give the legs a bit of a shake. Let's calm this down with some balance. Let's do the tree, and from tree we're going to transition straight into eagle. So we've done eagle arms like twice now. It's just about the legs. So you're going to stand on your right. Let's start with the tree. Point the left knee out to the side. That's the important part, not how high the foot goes. If you're comfortable bringing the foot a little higher, it's your shin or possibly the inner thigh, as long as it's not the knee itself. Your hands can come to the heart. Pretty comfortable in this position. You find one focal point that's not moving, so ideally not me. If you're comfortable, you can float the arms up and overhead, and you can even open the arms wide. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears here. Keep pointing the left knee out to the left. Wonderful. Now very slowly, lower the arms down in front of you. Because you're standing on your right leg, your right arm is going to be on top. Binding to your eagle arms. Slight bend in that right knee that you're standing on, and bind your left leg around once or twice. Don't worry about the hook thing. As long as you're crossing over, if you cannot hook with the hips facing forward, that's not a big deal. So you're full eagle. Okay, those of you who'd like more challenge, keep reaching the elbows forward, and this may be plenty. But if you do want more, bind here and kind of fold into your sleeping eagle, fold forward. Your aim is to try to touch your elbows towards your knees and maintain your balance. Sleeping eagle. Nice job, everybody. I know this is not easy. Slowly unravel all the way up. Give the legs a bit of a shake and the arms. Okay, mountain pose to reset. In balancing pose. That's all right. No, don't worry. It's all good. No, in balance, to be honest with you, in balancing poses, if we're standing here in the tree and we're thinking, I wonder what's for dinner, something's wrong, right? We're not working at the right level, so don't worry about losing balance. Losing balance is a good thing. As long as we're maximizing air time, and the air time is gradually getting a little bit longer, that's what we're after. All right, let's try the left side. So spread through the toes, grip with the toes and the heel, create a bit of a suction in the foot, like a little gecko. And then from here, bring your right knee out to the side. Good. This left hip would want to do this, bring it in. Nice job. Slightly higher, if you like, with the foot. Hands to the heart, arms possibly up and overhead. Remember, you guys, especially those of you with no prior experience of yoga, remember how hard this was to do this. Now you all got it. It's all about practice. Good. With that in mind, reach the arms forward, left over right. Eagle the other way. The most important thing here is to keep reaching the elbows away from you. Bend your standing knee. That's going to help. And then either wrap the leg, just hook it round once, wrap it around, or possibly hook it behind the calf. That one is an ankle mobility thing. Keep reaching the elbows away from you, breathing. Prepare, exhale, possibly fold. Good. Now this one is also difficult because your gaze shifts. So if you'd like to be looking straight ahead instead, it's also an option. Beautiful. Slowly come all the way up and give the arms and the legs a bit of a shake. Fantastic, nice job. Okay, so lots of folding forward. Now let's try to target a little bit of a back bend with this one. I'd like you to take your feet a little wider. I'm purposely standing sideways, so you guys don't need to do this. You're going to bring your hands onto your lower back and squeeze your buttocks, especially the tops of them. So you should be able to feel here that your glutes are definitely active. Bend the knees, keep squeezing the glutes, and now lift the chest forward and up. I'd like you to stop if you have any sensations whatsoever in your lower back. Otherwise, keep gazing up, Squeezing the glutes, so you're looking at a standing back bend here. It's not about bending backwards from your lower back, it's about the chest going forward and up. So one more time, the chest. Imagine there's a high jumper here over your shoulders. Lean it back over that high jumper. Nice job, and slowly recover. This is one of the hardest poses to actually master and do well, that full drop back, right? And give the legs a bit of a shake. Okay, let's do something familiar. Use your back of the chair, which is something that I like to use, or the desk for your puppy. Today we're going to go for a little bit of the twist. So I'm going to stand a little bit further away from it. And instead of my elbows, I'm going to bring my hands on. Walk away from it, ideally until you feel a hamstring stretch, and then bend the knees, because that's not our goal. Now drop your chest down, now here, in between your arms, and gaze towards your hands. There's your puppy. Keep zipping the belly in and up, so you don't have a sensation in your lower back. And now look underneath your right shoulder if you can. It won't be a very big move, but for sure you can feel it. And slowly back to center. Gaze underneath your left shoulder. I'm just going to come back to center so I can see you guys, but you carry on. Nice. And now once again, gaze forward towards your hands. Keep dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Remember belly button to spine strongly. Now press into your hands and slowly come all the way up to stand. Alright, give the legs a bit of a shake. Very good. Okay, and from here we're just going to stretch a little bit through the glutes and do a little bit more shoulder, the front of the shoulder work. Stand on your right leg. For this one, you can hold on to something. I'm not very kind of bothered about balance here. So this right knee is bent. Your left ankle goes across. If it's too hard, it goes a little lower. Now you can hold on to something. I'd like you to sit as deep as you need to feel the stretch in your left buttock. Not the knees, nothing in the knees. If you're quite flexible, right, and if you can sit deeper here, possibly your hands can reach down to the floor. This is not your aim, but it's something that is, if it's available to you, I'd like you to explore. Nice job, everybody. Now slowly, possibly you use something for this, back out of it, and let's change sides. So the purpose of this is not to balance, even though that is a standing balance, is to feel the stretch. So bend this knee. General bend knee will give you a more stable surface. And then from here, sit down. Again, if you're more flexible on this side, your hands may be able to come down or not. Don't worry so much about that, but do worry about the stretch in your back of the right hip. Nice job, guys. All right, let's slowly recover out of this and give the legs a bit of a shake. Okay, now we're going to try to aim here for your reverse Namaste. So for this one, I'm going to turn my back towards you. Just excuse me for a second. So I'd like you to stand like this. And you know how we bring the hands in front of us? We're going to try to bring the hands like that behind us. Now, this is the easiest one, right? Having them lower onto your back. If you're thinking this chick is officially crazy and my hands don't go like this, just rest the palms down and draw your elbows together, but without back bending. So I'd like you to zip your belly button in and up. If this is accessible to you and your hands touch down, I'd like you to walk your hands a little bit higher and open here through the chest like this. Good. You may be able to do this and have your palms face down. That's a little easier also. Nice. Now everybody draw your lower abdominals in slightly and keep opening through the chest. Very simple thing, quite effective, right? It's a lot of opening in the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders. Nice job. Relax the hands all the way down. Give the shoulders a couple of rolls. Yeah, very, very good. Very good, very good maneuver. Okay, now let's come back to a seat. So put your chair around. I'm just going to do a little bit of lateral flexion, which is about the only thing that we haven't done. We've done twisting. So lateral flexion is a straight side bending. I'd like you to hold on. I like holding underneath the base of the chair and almost pulling it up. So I feel that traction, that stretch of the arm coming down. Opposite arm lifts, which in this case is my left. And I keep pulling the base of the chair up as I side bend to my right. Now you guys, what all we need to try to do here is stay within that just right to left motion, right? Without going forwards or backwards. And slowly come up and go the other way. It really is a big difference if I just rest my hand down and I actually actively pull myself up and over. Now my right hip here wants to be heavy, the arm reaching strongly overhead. Nice job. And slowly coming back down. Good, give the shoulders a couple of rolls. Sit nice and upright. And now have a little look towards your feet. Now if you guys got socks on, or especially shoes, you're just going to have to kind of use as much movement as you possibly can. This is best done barefoot. I'd like you to lift your toes up and place your toes down just a couple of times. This one's fantastic if you get lower back pains. Now next time you lift your toes up, if you don't have shoes on, now this is the good time to look at it, or even if you do, you know, just kind of imagine. See if you can place the toes down individually, starting with the pinky, kind of little, and all the way down to your big toe. Just do that a couple of times. Now this looks silly, this is a yoga therapy move. Okay, and see if you can reverse that. Lift all 10 toes up, and then see if you can place your big toe down, and then all the others. I can't actually do that. I just don't have enough dexterity in the toes. But what this does, which is a similar idea as to why we go for things like reflexology, is it releases the pressure points and the fascia directly connected into your back. All right, and just give the feet a little shake and stretch the legs out in front of you and take them a little bit wider. I'm going to finish with the forward fold to slash a little bit of inversion here. So belly button in. You're going to slide your hands down. You can keep your knees a little bit bent. Now round and fold. Imagine you had a giant beach ball here or a pile of linen. I'd just like you to hang down here. If your lower back here is giving you grief, please bring the hands onto your shins. If you're hypertensive or you just can't be upside down, you keep reaching your head forward. Just a couple more breaths. And then let's slowly walk your hands all the way up the knees. And roll back. Okay, come to a nice comfortable seat. Away from the back of the chair ideally. And we're going to do a little bit of a breathing exercise today rather than just do your normal deep yogic breathing. We're actually going to try and breathe and hold the breath for a certain count. So this technique is known as the square breath. It's very good if you're trying to get organized or you feel like you're being a little bit overwhelmed, maybe a few things piling on. So what you're going to do is imagine a square. You're going to breathe in for the count of 5. You're going to hold the breath for the count of 5. Exhale for the count of 5 and hold the breath out for a count of 5. So I'm going to count us down. If at any point you lose it, you feel kind of, oh, I'm not too sure what I'm doing, just pause, take a couple of deep breaths and jump back in. I'm just going to only do it for a couple of minutes. Okay, everybody exhale all breath out. Breathe in through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold the breath out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Hold it briefly. And then exhale slowly but completely. allow for the breath to return to its normal, natural rhythm. Notice that your exhales will naturally be a little bit longer than your in-breaths. And that's a good thing. It means your parasympathetic system is activated. And you're in that kind of rest and digest rather than fight and flight, which actually makes us more effective. And a little bit more mindful as to how we go about our day. Keep your eyes open if you had them shut. Thank you so much for all your time and your energy. Any questions for me, please ask. If you need to dash, I can